In today's video, I'm going to show you how to train effectively. A lot of you guys are just wasting your time when you are in the gym, and I mean it. If you want to have some gains, if you want to have some results, man, it's not about how many days you work out. It's not about how many times you spend in the gym. It's all about your intensity. And right now, your intensity sucks. You want to know something? I actually work out only 4 times per week, 1 hour maximum per session, and I have way better results than anyone else. But my intensity is on fucking point, and this is what you're missing. And as long as you don't fix your intensity and you stop making the mistakes I'm going to present you today, you're gonna still be wasting your time, okay? And even with the guys who recently joined my program, every time I have someone new joining my program, I'm like, bro, send me your form for review. And I watch the way they train. I'm like, bro, like that's it? Is that all you can give? Like, come on, don't be fucking gay, okay? So, you have to understand that when you work out, you need to come with the intention of building muscle. A lot of you guys approach your workout like it's a random task, like you just want to check the box. I work out today, I'm good. This is not enough. Showing up for workout is something, but having the right mindset when you work out, it's something different. And that's probably what you're missing. Remember, the whole point of working out is to build muscle, nothing else. And if you want to build muscle, you need to follow certain guidelines. You need to train a certain way with intensity. Okay, that's the main thing I'm going to be covering today, intensity. And also, you have to be making progress. Like when I'm going to show you the mistakes that you guys doing, you're going to realize that all of this time, again, you've been wasting your time. So that's the way I train. I train with intensity. I follow certain guidelines. And when I show my clients how to train properly, like they just get insane results. Like in fact, I had a guy who recently joined my program and he's been working out for like more than 1 year. No progress at all. After 1 month only, and just keep in mind one thing, during that month, he spent 2 weeks in Bali, where I live currently, he's from Dubai. And when he went back home, people told him, bro, like I feel like you have more muscle and you're getting leaner. And he was on vacation also for 2 weeks, but he still trained. But we fix his intensity. I showed him how to train properly. And once you start mastering the basics of training, it's game changing. You're gonna realize that it's not about having the right workout on paper. It's not about working out 6-7 days per week. It's not about spending 2-3 hours in the gym. It's all about your intensity, okay? So, let's address first the mistake, like the main mistake I see guys making when they're working out. Let's take bench press, for example, okay? This is bench press. Boris keeps shaking. Let's say you work out bench press. You have push day and you start with bench press. I do the same. In fact, I do it with the machine, by the way. And let's say you have 3 sets. This is all you need, by the way, 3 sets per workout. And let's just assume that for the workout, we need to be anywhere between 8 to 12 reps. That's the goal. And from my experience, like this is the sweet spot for building muscle. Okay? So first set, this is what the typical guy in the gym is doing. And this is probably you as well. Okay? I don't do that. I used to make that in the past, but I fix it. So they start set number 1. They pick like a weight of, okay, I'm gonna do like 100 pounds today because I feel like it, 100 pounds, and they do like, okay, 12 reps at 100 pounds. Okay. Then, that's probably like 40% effort. Cool, this is how we start. Set number 2, I don't know why I wrote down this far, but anyway, 150 pounds. Now we increase the weight and we still do 12 reps at 150 pounds. And here it's probably at, okay, 60% effort. Then they increase the weight again, maybe 180 pounds, because you feel like, oh, I actually can lift more. and we do like 12 reps at 180 pounds, and maybe here they're like at 70%. If you train like that, you're messing up, bro. Like, this is not how you should be training. Like, check here. 40% intensity, 60% intensity, 75% intensity. Meaning on average, you might have anywhere between 5, 6 out of 10 in terms of intensity. Sucks. Your intensity sucks, bro, okay? Like, stop training like a little girl. You're never gonna achieve something, never gonna have a great physique if you have like a mediocre intensity. Yes, I'm sorry, bro. Like, that's mediocre. And also, if you realize one thing, people typically add weight like as they go through their sets. You should not be adding more weight, because what's happening is you leave the last set as the more intense. How about those 2 first sets? It's like it's a waste. That's how I keep saying you're wasting your time, because you're also wasting your sets. Why is that? Again, your intensity sucks. So the way you want to fix it, and that leads me actually to one of the first mistake. It's like no intensity. You're lacking intensity. Your workouts lack intensity, and this is why you're not going anywhere. And the second mistake is there is no tracking. Okay, you don't track. So if there is no intensity, most likely there is no failure. You know, this is what I keep preaching on this channel. You have to go to failure. And if you don't track, well, there is no progressive overload. Okay, POL. I'm going to just keep it short. No POL. And if you don't go to failure, and if you don't track your lift, then you're not adding, you're not doing progressive overload. That means there is no muscle. Okay? I'm just being fancy here, but the whole point is, if you don't train with failure, and if you don't if you don't apply progressive overload, you're not building muscle. And if you don't build muscle when you train, you're basically wasting your time. And if your sets looks like that, your intensity sucks, I mean, bro, like, what the fuck you doing, right? So we have to fix it. The way you should be working out, the way you should be approaching your sets is, let's just say this is, again, wrong. Okay, you're doing things wrong. You're not supposed to add more weights as you go through your sets. So, how you do things right I'm gonna start here. You're gonna understand why. Now, set number 1, set number 2, set number 3. Instead of having 40%, 60%, 75%, the way it should be is 100%, 100%, and 100%. Now there's intensity. And what I mean by 100% is you have to go to total failure at the end of every set. Not the first one, not the last one, every single set. Maybe here you start feeling challenging, but it's not enough. Because if you waste your energy lifting kind of light to medium weight, set 1, set number 2, well, you're not maximizing your last set anyway. Okay? And the thing is, you wanna lift the heaviest during the first set because this is where you have the more energy. That makes total sense. Okay, you have more energy when you start working out, not towards the end. So you must maximize set number 1 by going to total failure. What I mean by failure is, again, if I say, if your program says, you need to stay within 8 to 12 reps during your set, that means you're not supposed to do less, you're not supposed to do more. And just keep in mind, that is the sweet spot for building muscle. And what I mean by going to failure at the end of each set is you have to pick a weight that is going to bring you to failure anywhere between 8 to 12 reps. What I mean by failure is, let's say you stop at 10 reps, which is like, in between, and you reach failure. That means that physically speaking, you're not capable of doing 11 or more. 10 should be the maximum. Like doing 11 has to feel like impossible. This is the whole point of going to failure. And well, you're gonna ask me, well, how do I know where is my failure point? This is why during the first week, or maximum during the first 2 weeks of the program, that's what I make my client do. We call it calibration phase. You need to calibrate yourself and identify your baseline. It's gotta come from, trying different weights and see where you're at. Maybe if you getting started, it might take 2 weeks. If you have more experience, maybe after 1 week, you should be good. But let's say you identify that during the first week when you calibrate yourself, that, okay, if I do bench press, I can probably go to failure. Like I was able to go to failure with 10 reps at like 200 pounds. That's an example, okay? So meaning, once you identify that baseline during your first week, then on week number 2, let's say like this is week 2, well, use that baseline as your first set. Okay, so technically you should be able to lift 10 reps at, what did I say? 200 pounds, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter the number actually, like the principle is the same. Okay, 10, 200 pounds, set number 1. Then you need to start using your brain. If I'm like, okay, 8 to 12 reps, this is the rep range. Ask yourself, if you went maximum intensity set number 1 and you were able to do like 10 reps, technically, if you gave everything on set number 1, like you won't be able to do 10 also for set number 2. Okay, because of the fatigue. We need to consider muscle fatigue. So maybe on set number 2, you're gonna be like, okay, now you were able to do like 9 at 200 pounds. And again, same principle for set number 3. It feels heavy, there's fatigue. Maybe you stop at 8 at 200 pounds. That's okay, there is nothing wrong. Let me just sip some coconut water. There's nothing wrong, okay? You gave your best. You train with maximum intensity. And keep in mind that what we want is to apply progressive overload. This is why I mean like it's important to track your lifts. We use an app with my clients, but like I see guys like even coming to the gym with a book, like a notebook, and just write down your lift. Or you can use notes on your iPhone. Like there's so many ways, but that's a must. You need to track your lift. Anyway, now we move on to week 3 maybe. Okay, and just keep in mind, 8 to 12 reps is the rep range, and because we stop like at 10 reps, we need to at least reach the upper limit. Unless you reach the upper limit, do not increase the weight. Okay, now we're gonna apply progressive overload by increasing the number of sets because we are at 10. 10 is like in between, and we need to hit that upper range at first. There's different ways to do it, but I like using that method. It's so simple to understand. So let's do it. 10 at 20, let's say week number 3, you show up, then you were able to do like 12 at 200 pounds. Keep in mind, we're not covering nutrition and habits and routine. in this video, but it's so important. You must be eating properly. You must be recovering properly. You must have a solid routine in place, because it's only when you recover properly that you actually grow muscle. Okay? You're not growing your muscle when you're working out. You grow your muscle when you recover, okay? So you need the right recovery. I'm assuming that your diet is on point, the routine is on point, which is probably not. And everything has to be set up, guys. You know, it's a big puzzle. Like, all of the pieces has to work together. Okay, so I'm assuming that you recover properly, you eat right, you have the right routine. Now you're like, okay, 12 at 200 pounds. That number 2, you're like 11 at 200 pounds. And 10 at 200 pounds. Perfect. Now we reach the upper limit, 12, 11, 10. Like this was the goal, right? So on week number 4, now guess what? It's time to increase the weight. And let's say we have to do with maybe, I don't know, 230 pounds as an example. So set number 1, you're like, okay, maybe you can do, I don't know, 10 at 230 pounds. Here maybe you do 9 at 230 pounds. And maybe here you do 8 at 230 pounds. Okay, now you're increasing the weight and you're repeating the same process. Week number 4, same principle. Try to max out 12, 11, 10, and then you increase the weight. It won't be exactly like that in real life, but guys, like, you know, I'm just having an example just to show you how it looks like. It's gonna be close, okay? But you understand that the whole point is increasing the number of reps. Once you reach the upper limit, okay, and you feel like good with the weight, it's time to increase and repeating the process. So maybe here, like, you know, once you increase, maybe it's gonna be like, you know, another way to progressive overload. It doesn't have to be always the same weight. So let's say, giving you another real life example. Let's say you do like maybe, I don't know, 8 at 230 pounds. Maybe here you have to stay again with 10 at 200 pounds. Or like 12 because you done it last week. 12 and then 10 at 200 pounds. That's okay. The week after, try to have 230 pounds like everywhere. But you see, it doesn't have to be a massive jump every single week. As long as you give your best and there's an evolution, you're on the right track. Okay? And this is the whole point of working out. Again, right. Also this. I'm just having fun with the whiteboard anyway. That's how your set should look like, okay? Do not start with a light, medium weight and increase your, and add more weight as you go through your sets. This is a waste of time. This is not how you're gonna build muscle and actually see a real change. This is the wrong way. If you wanna do things the right way, you need to train with failure. You need to apply progressive overloads. Okay, that means like, have more intensity during your workouts. And you have more intensity, but again, going to failure. Failure means if I say stop at 10 reps, technically you should not be able to do 11. It has to feel like physically impossible. You have to keep that in mind every single time when you work out. And also, you need to apply progressive overload. And for that, you need to track your lifts. Okay? Use Note, use an application, whatever you want. There's so many options out there. And just keep in mind that every single week, there has to be some form of progress. You either increase the number of reps or you increase the weight. And if you do that, bro, only 4 times, if you have like a workout plan, 4 times per week, that's how I train. I don't do more than that. 1 hour, meaning that every single workout is like maximum 5 exercises. It's not about how many workouts you do, like how many days per week you work out. It's about that intensity. Guarantee, like, if you follow that in 2 weeks only, okay? If you follow that in 2 weeks only, you're gonna get way better result that you did over the last year because you've been doing things wrong, okay? This is like, for little girls. Train like a real man with real intensity and track your lifts. And you're gonna get fucking shredded, bro, and feel strong as fuck. That is the whole point. So, next time you approach a workout, please just keep that framework in mind because this is how you're supposed to train. Of course, we can cover form, we can cover range of motion, we can be covering, slowing down your reps. All of that is important, okay? But those two are, in my opinion, fucking critical. You can have a good form, but if you don't track your sets, if there is no intensity, bro, it's like you're wasting your time. So, there was so much value in this video. And again, I can be talking more and more about how to train, how to eat, what routine do you have, but that's why I make other videos on my channel, so you can go and watch them and just stay tuned for more. And just remember, if you want personalized approach for you, something customized around your lifestyle for your specific goals, there's gonna be my WhatsApp number in the description of this video. Just connect with me, bro, send me a message, and I'll reach out to you and see if you're a good fit for the program. So in the meantime, thanks for watching and let's fucking go.